Hey, everybody. Good to be with you. We have a good topic for the next couple of weeks that I'm going to dive into, and that is how to run a successful business when you have ADHD. So even if you don't have ADHD, I think this will be interesting to you because you may be working with a lot of people who do. A lot of entrepreneurs have that sort of brain wiring, and maybe you just have some of those symptoms. So if you're watching live, let me know in the chat, whichever platform you're watching this on, and let me know where you're tuning in from. So maybe you're an entrepreneur who wants to run a successful business, but maybe you're constantly struggling to manage your distracted brain, right? Maybe struggling to manage your business, your life. How do you grow your business without letting your distracted brain get in the way? So I'm going to share some of my struggles and those of my clients, some of my clients, and explain how I've been able to overcome them. So hopefully that will help you. We'll talk about some of them this week and some of them next week. So first of all, let me talk about some of the challenges that we face with ADHD. So whether that's you or someone you know, these are some challenges that people with ADHD have that might interfere with you being successful in business. The first one's motivation to get things done. I read somewhere that 60% of entrepreneurs are said to have ADHD. So, excuse me. So when you're first getting started, you don't see results right away. And that means you may not feel motivated to do anything. You're doing all the things, but nothing seems to be working. So you might even start to doubt yourself. And that's the point where a lot of people just quit. So you don't want to do that, right? So what can you do to increase motivation? First off, we have to remember that waiting for motivation is never a good strategy. That's one of my mantras in my coaching program. Let me get a drink here. Waiting for motivation to just descend upon you is not a good strategy. I had a business coach that always said action before motivation. So if we can get over that initial discomfort and just get started, then a lot of times we find that we start to feel motivated after we started. But we had to start without that feeling, right? And this is why an ADHD coach can be so helpful if you do struggle with that. And I'd love to help you if you don't have one, but just having someone to help you get started. I know what you're feeling, and I can help keep you motivated by helping you change your mindset and give you a step-by-step plan that actually gets you results. But one thing that has helped me is that I try not to compare myself to other coaches. And that's not always easy, but many of them have been doing this a lot longer than I have. And so it's important to not compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20. Do you know what I mean? Compare yourself to where they were when they were just starting, like you. Remember that you have your own unique voice that you bring to your industry, and there are people who need you. And no one else can say it just like you. So if I have a big project, I try to break it down into smaller tasks. And this is something that I teach in my coaching program all the time to make things into manageable bite-sized pieces. Otherwise, it just gets overwhelming. Tackling one small task actually boosts your serotonin, which makes you want to do more small tasks. And you keep doing that long enough, and before you know it, you've finished the entire project. So anyway, the second thing that you see people struggle with, and that I've struggled with, is overthinking. Have you ever heard of analysis paralysis? And that usually happens when you're having trouble making a decision about your business. And so when I struggle with that, it's just because I'm having trouble making decisions, and I go back and forth, and I'm not really getting anything done. But that causes a lot of ADHD entrepreneurs to literally get stuck. We just want somebody to tell us exactly what to do. You ever felt that way? So your business relies on you alone. And if you can't make a decision on what product or service that you want to sell, which audience you want to serve, or which lead magnet or course you want to create, you're going to stay stuck. And the lack of action is going to cause you to lose traction in your business. So being stuck, overthinking things can be caused by a lack of direction or a lack of knowledge. So if you don't know what to do, you're going to delay making a decision. You're going to second guess every choice that you make, and you're going to feel anxious. So ask yourself why you are not able to make a decision. And then after you ask yourself why, then you say, okay, then what can I do to be able to make this decision? Knowing what makes you feel hesitant, that's the first step, I think. Now, another struggle that I see, especially with people with ADHD, is time blindness. And you've probably heard of this. People with ADHD have a different awareness of time than other people. And for entrepreneurs that kind of have that distracted brain, it means that they can easily waste an entire day being distracted by little things. And their mind wanders, they're easily distracted by phone notifications, and they tend to have multiple tabs open on their computers. And all of these distractions take up time that could actually be used to work on your business. So one thing that helps me is I do a variation of the Pomodoro method. And I've talked about this before, but this really helps me focus on only one thing for a certain period of time. You can set a kitchen timer to go off after 20 minutes, and then you just work. You get rid of all the distractions, and you work with deep focus for those 20 minutes, and then you give yourself a 5-minute break. And when I take the break, I actually get up physically and walk around. And I promise that if you will continuously practice this technique during work hours, you're going to find that it helps you set and achieve your goals. Don't just try it 1 or 2 times and then say, oh, it's done work. But try it for several weeks. But it helps you stay focused on one important thing for a specific amount of time. So I hope this has been helpful. We're going to talk about some more things next week. And I hope you have a very productive rest of your day. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh, and by the way, if I hadn't said so, I'm Cindy Baker. Sorry, I'm Cindy Baker, and I'm a productivity coach for distracted entrepreneurs and other creative professionals. And I share tips on how to overcome overwhelm. And I do that as a speaker and right here. So like, follow me, share all the things, and I'll see you next time.